Good evening and welcome to another scene in Odessa, The Dark Crusade, Season 2. Tonight, Margot is, well, she's still hanging around the Elysium that is open for the foreseeable future. In Timuran, close to Odessa, it is a little bit of a trip, but it's manageable for most people. Um, she's enjoyed the hospitality of Prince Ulrich, and at this time it's somewhat early in the evening, and as she's walking around, she will see a familiar face. As this time, Madeline will just come up to her and just look at her and smile with her usual dashing smile, and she will just say, "Ah, Margot, it's so good to see you again. Would you do me the honor of walking with me a moment?"
She'll smile. His smile is also just as dashing because two up five characters here. And she'll smile. Oh no, of course I'll gladly walk with you.
This is like, I'm guessing that Margot was looking to mingle, so she is in one of the more official places of the Elysium within the castle. Madeline will take you under the arm and just walk with you, and you will walk through one of the entrance ways leading out of the main bulk of the palace, and you will walk outside into what looks to be a fairly ornate or fairly beautiful garden. Then again, it's not that easy to see in the dark, but there are some torches with good distance, of course. It's not in your face or anything, but there are torches around, so you can see some of the flowers. Most of them, well, some of the flowers are closed, of course. They only open when the sun is out, but Madeline will check you out, and she will just take you out in this garden. She will just, boy, we must enjoy what pleasure we can find, and I do hope that you enjoy this place. I find it quite relaxing.
So you stepped away or something? I didn't hear all of that.
Okay. I do hope that you enjoy this place. I find it quite relaxing.
Yes, I find walking in gardens something put minds at ease. At least it puts my mind at ease.
Well, for those who would think of stereotypes and, well, think them appropriate, they might think that your clan in specific would have this as a very important thing, if not just a very good pastime. She smiles.
And she'll have a slight chuckle. Oh yes, many of us do enjoy walks in gardens. Many of us enjoy paintings, poetry. Most of us enjoy beauty in all its forms.
Truly. So tell me.
Just a second, I'll be right back.
Margot is taken aback by a particularly beautiful shrubbery that she's transfixed by for a couple of moments. Madeline allows her, of course, this momentary loss in the face of pure beauty. Madeline looks around. She still intermission, apparently.
Okay, I'm back.
As Madeline stands there, you can see that she begins to lightly just not necessarily do gardening, but she does look and smell some of the flowers and just seems to care for them. And she does something to some of them and moves them a little. But after a little while of this, she will just perk up and she will just say, "So, have you spoken to Iohanna, your clanmate? I have not seen her here. It seems strange that she would not visit me."
I actually have not, most surprisingly. I was hoping to catch her here. I was most certain she would show up. Something must be holding her.
Quite so.
Ah, and she'll smile. Well, we still have a few nights of this Elysium, so hopefully she will turn up eventually.
Quite so. I do wonder. I know that not everyone in a clan has the same interests, but I do wonder. Do you share her interest for stories, for telling of the past, enjoying the greatness of our ancestors or well, forebears?
If not for if not to know stories, if not to know the history of what lies behind us, what would we be here for? We are here forever. We might as well learn as much as we can.
Hmm, quite so. I would really, really appreciate it. Well, if you would like to, of course, to share some of this wisdom. Share it with each other. I would tell you stories and you would tell me stories. I do not see why knowledge, history, and stories should be kept so close to our chests.
And she'll nod. Yes, of course. I could, well, tell you the story I tell. Tell you the story I tell best. My story. The story of one that was just a young girl when she had everything taken away from her. She had a beautiful home, parents, parents that owned the land, but it seemed that vile creatures didn't see it, didn't see properly, didn't see good to a family owning a land, didn't see well to a family living happy together. And well, they killed, and she'll have some emotion in her face as she said this. They tried to kill, well, all of them, but unfortunately, well, unfortunately for them, but fortunately for me, fortunately for the world, I'd like to think, the girl was saved. It was not without the horror of the girl feeling her mother die while she held her. But she survived because someone saved her and took her under her wing, told her what it was like to be a children of the night, if you will, a child of the night, if you will, and told her the ways the ways of not only her clan, but of the ways of her people, the ways of sorry, what is it? The word right now is kindred. No, it's Canite, right?
Canine, yes.
Yeah, the way of the Canaanites until she was old enough to become one of them. Until she had judged that that was time for her to become like her. And so I was embraced that night. Time I kept traveling with my sire until I decided that I would take back what was mine. And with time and work, the land that my parents once owned became mine again. Well, became my husband. Just now. Maybe one day in the future, they will accept for women to own stuff, to own things. Until then, we just have to, and she'll smile, to, well, have our husbands in hands and, well, control things, I guess, behind the shadows.
I do appreciate it. I do not know why, but your clan in particular, its its stories, its history, its background, everything about it intrigues me.
She'll smile, but more of a grin. There is great beauty that lies in mystery and in intriguing.
While I cannot offer you the same beauty in the stories of my clan, I will be able to and willing to share if you are.
A story is always worth hearing.
Mm, quite so. Madeline will just smile at her, and she will begin to speak of certain things. She will actually tell you like a few things about her clan, and instead of just rehashing things that are just boring text from books, I do believe we can say that sometimes passes with this. Um, and like the two have been walking around the gardens or making a couple of rounds in the garden while Madeline has been talking, but I'm guessing Margot, being a Toreador, is probably not going to be able to be stopped in talking as well at some point.
Yeah, Yeah, she'll probably stop sometime, a few times actually. She enjoys flowers, so she'll probably still listen, but sometimes, yeah, she's a toad, or there might be a few times where she kind of focuses more on the flowers than, like, if there's any place that's particularly beautiful, she might stop for a little bit. Although she does have self-control 5, so, it probably doesn't last long. That's like one of the times where she stops. It only lasts a few seconds, but she'll say, "Oh, forgive me, the beauty of those roses over there just, well, planted in my head for a bit. I'm sorry."
Which is quite all right. I do appreciate someone who has a hit of mind, eyes, senses in general for beauty.
Yeah, she's not. Must say your clan is quite it is quite intriguing too.
Well, I hope I do my best.
That is, well, the way you tell stories is, at least I find, very beautiful, quite attention catching.
Why? It is a poor storyteller who cannot at least enrapture his or her audience.
Quite true, quite true.
So, tell me, what do you think of this place? Have you? I know you are somewhat recently arrived, but Edessa itself has quite a few facets as to its city, quite a history. What do you make of it?
Indeed, Edessa has history to it, yet, well, it still has much room to grow to. It lies in balance for this, as far as this goes in history. It lies in good balance of a city that already has a name for itself and that can still grow, can still become something even greater than it is today.
Quite so, especially with Ulrich assisting.
Sorry, especially as what?
Especially as Ulrich is now involved as well in helping the city. As soon as Tamaran and, well, they are already helping each other, of course, but with time it can only improve.
Indeed, the alliance between the two cities is something to be proud of, something to preserve. And with good princes in both cities, I think we can work with them to greaten, to see that both cities attain great heights.
Quite so. So, I know that you are, well, I know that you are a sight to behold and very pleasant company. But I must ask you, if you do not think it too bold, if you, well, as your function as a member in Edessa, What holds your interest the most? Is it just the arts, or are there things that you? Are there other things that you or your servants dedicate time to?
Sure. Nod. As I stated, when I was telling my story, I traveled for many years with my sire. Well, this is one of the first times I've decided to settle somewhere. It will, for how long I do not know yet. Maybe, maybe it will be a year. Maybe it will be 20. But I do plan to eventually leave again. I want to see as much of the world as I can.
Quite understandable. But while you are here, I do wish to know. I mean, we all must, of course, assist one another, and I am certain that you can be assistance to Timuran as well as Edessa in time. But surely there must be more to you than just a traveling person.
Just small. Ah, yes, there is, of course. There is more to anyone than the first thing you see about them, the first thing you know about them. What I can tell you is that I, for once, would like to see the differences between my Arklands and differences that Arkland has between, the differences between, sorry, shall say, the differences between Arklands and clans like the Salugri come to an end. I would like to see us, all clans, come together and put an end to this conflict before it has time to take any of our lives on any sides.
Hmm.
The rest, and she'll smile, the rest, well, I will leave for you to find out.
Oh, I see.
And she'll smile. There must be, I must keep a little bit of mystery about me.
Certainly.
And I shall get close a little bit. Not too close, but like just lean in a little close. It adds to my beauty, I'd like to think.
Well, hopefully. As seneschal, I must, of course, assess which people can be of use and most likely help this city's future. But perhaps in time I will. Hmm, perhaps I will find out if you can be of, you can help this fair city in a more concrete way.
I'll see what I can do.
Well,
What about yourself?
well, I make so well. I have been away from the city for quite some time, but I tend to, both in our circles and in immortal circles, try to keep people from doing desperate or doing things that are desperate or that would bring things out of balance. It benefits no one with instability and, well, worse things. So I tend to do this. I tend to be involved in, well, a few things that would help stabilize the city as a whole.
noble cause indeed. Maybe when I do leave, I will always have Edessa to come back to as a safe haven. And I guess if this comes to be true, then I will have you to thank. To thank.
As Madeline gets up again, she will just say, "Well, please, you must. I am almost giddy. You must tell me more. Tell me more of the great stories of your clan. I am positively intrigued. Positively intrigued."
Yes,
And
of course. And sure, that's actual. Well, I can't think of anything particular, but yeah, like you did with La Sombra, she'll say a little bit about the clan tree, about kind of like the philosophy of being a Torador and stuff in a bit. Yeah.
okay. And the two of them will continue talking. And unless there's anything else, I do believe that this is the moment we will come to end our scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.